Chris, you can come over a little bit more too.
Coming over?
Yeah, a little more to the front. I know y'all don't want. I know y'all want some elbow spade, but you know you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, we got somebody on the podcast that I can't stand. I ain't never liked this dude, man. The man, I swear, man, just, I don't like nothing about him, bro. Just don't like the man. Just.
Hey, the good thing about today is we got people in here with us, man. So we ain't just by ourselves. We got people behind the camera.
I mean, we
Huh?
we was straight though.
I say we live on Facebook. Talk Your Culture. Come on, man. Hello? Something ain't right, K-Dog. Hold on.
Okay. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2.
How about now? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mic check.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
We live. Me and my boy K-Dog, we got a special guest today. We is gonna get crazy in here today, man. I'm feeling good. We missed last week. We back this week. We live and we lit. Alright?
For sure.
RIP to Bill Russell.
No doubt.
He's probably the first man responsible for me hating the whole organization. So if we salute the GOAT of the Celtics, we just go ahead and make sure we said the Celtics.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
No doubt.
Definitely not basketball, but the Celtics. Okay. All right. You ready to have a good time? I'm going ahead and get my guest to come in here, man. I'm going to introduce to you the multi-talented Lancer Carter. Please join us on the set. Yeah. I had a lot of people respond to the post while promoting this, so I hope y'all are watching. If not, I hope you go back and look at it later. Because, man, we finna be talking genius talk on here today.
I'm excited.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna say some things that might rub some people the wrong way, so it's all right. As long as we rubbing something, okay? We got it. Long way we're gonna create some friction. All right. So I'm gonna just go ahead and jump in there and say, the first time I met this young man, he was just merely a songwriter. We both were. We wasn't doing anything other than just writing songs. And he then became a music producer. He became an exclusive music producer. For those of y'all who don't know, that means somebody hired him to start doing stuff for them and nobody else. That's what exclusive means. I mean, he can't work for nobody else but other than the person that hired him. But I'm pretty sure he's no longer exclusive. He's probably wide open if he's even doing music still, because he is now a business owner and a marketing genius. You probably seen his work all over the place and just didn't know that he was responsible. As you see some of my work and don't know that it's responsible, we kind of share that like the same, you know what I'm saying? He and K-Dog has been long time friends. I think that's actually how I met him, through K-Dog, because they was just saying kind of raps that everybody around here wasn't saying. So of course I gravitated to that because I definitely wasn't saying the kind of raps that everybody around here was saying. So that's how we kind of, grew to each other. And I mean, every time we see each other, the conversations go deep, man. It's kind of conversation that the light mind can't handle. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, let's just go ahead and let him talk about some of the things that he do. And slide that mic for me one time, kid, so we can get it straight up.
What's good?
Yeah. Talk to my people, Lance. Tell them how you spirit wheel from songwriting into the rest of these things, music producing, marketing, and business, owning a business, multiple businesses.
Yeah, man, songwriting and stuff started in high school, so it was actually this man right beside me, man. K-Dog really got me into it. He challenged me, I was hanging around those guys, and they was already rapping and stuff, and so he challenged me, and so I was kind of garbage at first, but
I think we all was.
Exactly, yeah. So every time I came around, he made me, hey, freestyle, try to freestyle. And I remember we was freestyling like every day, man, back in high school and so forth. So, K-Dog got me into it. I was already in love with music, and I connected with guys from my neighborhood, you know, BJ Mack, Brandon Daniel, and we started a production team and a rap crew in high school, basically. And that's pretty much how I started. Yeah,
Hot One Production.
Yeah. Hot One Production and
Star Production.
In high school.
Yeah,
For those of y'all who didn't catch that, in high school.
Yeah. Then after high school, I was in the military, and I actually got signed a production deal to Diamondback Entertainment / Universal Records.
I do remember
06.
that. I remember that.
And which was unbelievable coming from a country town, you know what I'm saying? But my style was more, you could say East Coast. My production style was more East Coast. So I got signed with a crew out of the Bronx, New York, and so forth. And that's really where my career took me until after the military.
So I'm gonna ask you this, because believe it or not, I've been in the marketing for some years and didn't even know it.
Yeah, you natural, man.
Yeah, but I didn't even know that that's what I was actually doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know that I was actually in the marketing until maybe just last year when it finally dawned on me.
Yeah.
But with that being said, would you say going through the rap due diligence that you go through, do you think that's what kind of transcended the ability to market?
Yeah, because as a producer, I do everything like a producer, man. You know when you producing a song or just writing and just creating a song in general, you start with like a bass line.
Yeah.
And after you got that bass line, you add like a melody. You may add some hi-hats. You may add a kick drum and a snare, and then before you know it, you have a whole song.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to marketing, when it comes to business and so forth, if you just go from quote unquote sound to sound, you know, and keep stacking, you'll have a finished product. So yeah, the producing really got my mindset to adjust and really just set me up for marketing.
Right. So let me just elaborate on a word that you use, producing. Producing doesn't necessarily mean just
Music.
making beats.
Right.
It means putting things together for it to move in motion.
Exactly.
That's a production.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I had a manager when I first started rapping. I had a manager, and he asked me, "Who are you? Who are you trying to appeal to? What crowd are you looking for?" He asked me that because he said, "That's who you're going to try to market your music to."
Right.
I didn't even know what the word market means other than the market store.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I knew, and that's when I realized that you have to touch bases with a certain kind of people.
Right.
One way, or if you got to try to touch bases with all people, all different sorts of ways. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of started shooting my own videos, which only led me into shooting videos for whatever the nature may be, because I don't even shoot music videos no more. I shoot stuff that don't have nothing to do with music now.
Yeah.
But it's a production.
Yeah.
As of this podcast.
I remember being away, man, and seeing your work, man.
Yeah, so I even started making my own T-shirts.
You're a producer, man.
Yeah. And I just didn't know that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I never really took that hat and said it. You know what I mean? I just know that's what I'm doing. But that's actually what you got into.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which ultimately forces you into learning how to run business.
Yeah. After the military, I started college and so forth, and I got a degree in marketing. And but the thing is, like in school, I didn't learn what I'm actually doing.
Right.
It was just like, work to pass and get that degree and
right.
so forth. To doing the work, you got the experience. That's what matters. If you can market something, if you can make people aware of something, and get people to buy, You don't need that degree, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you.
I mean, it does help to go stroke the brain.
It helps if you want to be hired.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you want to build your own businesses.
So you say hired, you mean hired by a company or have someone hire your company?
Hired by a company.
Okay.
You know, people who hire, they don't care. They just need to know, can you do the work?
Right.
Can you get it done? If you can get it done, right, you can get the money.
So with that being said, I know a lot of people who was in the music business locally. A lot of people. And this was in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thomaston always been a super talented place.
Not necessarily just Thomaston, like all the surrounding
just in
counties.
general.
Just in general, right? So a lot of the guys like you and I, who was rapping back then, kind of transitioned over into businessmen.
Yeah.
And they all kind of have the same knack for marketing their business from learning how to market their music.
Yeah. And produce. Yeah.
Yeah. And I love that because a lot of those guys commented on the post when I posted about you being here. A lot of those guys showed up.
Dope.
Yeah, so.
I think we have a like mind, man, because it's that artist aspect.
Yeah.
And when it comes to business, you get a chance to still do what you love.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So speaking of which, I know there's a lot of businesses that you have going on. Let's get into a couple of them, or just one, whichever one specific you would like to get into. Let's just talk about that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because I'm pretty sure you have your fingerprint on a lot of things, whether it be clothing, fashion, or small businesses or big businesses. You know what I'm saying? Let's just talk about your specific business that you probably got your hands on all the time.
Yeah. The main business right now is Car Hops Delivery. You know, Car Hops Delivery. Yeah.
Hold on, let me get that up there. Car Hops Delivery, please tell us what that is.
Man, we're the best delivery business. You know, a lot of people are familiar with DoorDash and Uber Eats and so forth, but you know, DoorDash and Uber Eats, they're out of touch. You know what I'm saying? We're the reason DoorDash is in Thomaston.
Okay.
You know, back in 2019, I was at my office and so forth, and we was actually like, yo, we need more types of food to deliver. More than just pizza and Chinese at the time.
Right.
And so we were trying to reach out to get DoorDash and stuff to come to Thomaston, but they didn't see any money in these small markets.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So once we started our business, you know, they started saying, man, like, you could profit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So then they came to town and so forth. And, but the difference between us, man, is we totally take care of our drivers. And it's not cheap. You're going to pay for it, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's somebody bringing your food to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The difference is with Car Hops is you always going to get your food, or we're always going to make sure we make it right. We're going to take care of the customers. We're going to take care of our drivers and so forth. And we put the people first. We put the community first and so forth. With DoorDash, I've heard so many things about people not receiving their food. That would never be the case with us. Plus, you can call us.
Because that has happened to me once.
Yeah.
But that was when I didn't know about Car Hops, though.
Yeah. You can call us. You know what I'm saying? We also have an app and our website and so forth. So that's the difference, man. We do big business with a small town, a small business field. You know what I'm saying? Being always reachable.
So it's connected to most of the restaurants?
The restaurants in Thomaston love us.
Yeah.
They don't like DoorDash. We have way more restaurants on our website than DoorDash.
I didn't know that.
Because they don't prefer to do business with some. When they call, if you try to call DoorDash, you won't get nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you do, they're probably overseas. You know, so the fact that they can reach out to us, we have a really good relationships with the local restaurants and so forth. And Car Hops Delivery is a marketing company.
Right.
It's a tech company.
Right.
So, but it's a marketing company, meaning that we market the local restaurants. You know what I'm saying? We bring them business and so forth. So, back to that marketing thing, I can't get away from it. You know, it's really a key to business in general.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But man, Car Hops took over my life, man. You know, and I love it, man. And now we're 6 locations in, so starting from Thomasville.
Oh, wow. Wow, well, that's big. Well, let me tell the viewers, for those of you who are watching, I know he said the difference between that and DoorDash. I don't necessarily think that the difference even matters. I think in this scenario, we have to consider black excellence, if you will.
I appreciate you for
Not to discriminate against anything that's not black, but let me just say this. Ask yourself this question. If you're watching, you living in your neighborhood, ask yourself, is there a grocery store in your neighborhood? Is that grocery store owned by someone of this skin color, African American, black? Because these are the things that create black excellence. You know, I'm quite sure Texaco gas and BP gas
Yeah.
probably have some kind of significant difference, but not really.
Right.
I know my man K said he only pumped that BP in his. He said he ain't getting nothing but that BP gas. And I ain't never understood why he said that, but he said on his car it tells him to get nothing but BP gas. But no, this is what I'm saying. There's a lot of people probably didn't even know that car hops even existed in this town. And a lot of people probably didn't even know that it wasn't owned by someone of color.
Yeah. From Lincoln Park, man.
Lincoln Park.
Yeah.
Started from the bottom for real.
Is the park really the bottom? Honestly, the park is
Well, I
so
live right
big,
there,
it could be its
No.
own county.
No. He lives on Rain Street. That's
In
right
the bottom.
bottom.
Well, the Emancipation
Right.
Proclamation
That's why I
celebration.
grew up.
Right. So he started from the bottom for real.
Oh,
You know, that's a
Come on,
bar. You feel me?
come on now,
Show.
For sure.
for real now. Hey, that's big time, man.
That's why I operate where I operate, man. You know, to show that, you know, that black excellence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I do everything I do, man, with pride, man. I'm super proud of where I'm from.
Yeah,
You know. So,
yeah, and I'm glad to hear that, man. We need more ladies on this show.
For sure.
We need more ladies on this show. So if you ladies are watching, you know, stop acting like you camera shy. Please come on here and give us your interpretation from a female perspective. As we get into some of these subjects, it would be fun to hear from a female every once in a while. What you think, Kay?
Hey man, I'm with it, man.
Hey man, I'm ready to have a little fun. Y'all ready to have a little fun?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's get it cracking.
All right, I'm about to play this game called Say Something Nice.
Can your boy get one of those
It's on-
itineraries?
It's only one, but you can hold it
Oh, okay.
for a second.
All right then.
Okay. Yeah. Let's get into this. Say something nice. We're gonna start off with this fella here. There you go. Say something nice about this young man. For those of you who may or may not see this screen, this is a picture of George Zimmerman. If you are familiar with who this man is, he is the man responsible for killing a young man named Trayvon Martin out of Florida. Created an uproar in the entire America, and he went away scot-free and started, I think, wrote a book. Am I mistaken? Didn't he write a book? Doesn't matter. Say something nice, please. If you got anything nice to say.
I mean, he's still alive, and you know that's.
Does he have a nice goatee?
On the left side.
His goatee looks good on the left side, ladies and gentlemen. This young man has a good-looking goatee. That's about the only good thing we can say about this guy. Saying something nice in deploy. Let's go to the next picture. Let me see. How about this young lady right here? Wow. What could you say about Miss Lorena Bobbitt? For those of you who may not know who this is,
I remember.
this young woman is responsible for being the first woman to remove a man's penis from his body
With a butcher knife.
with a butcher knife.
His name was what? John.
And
Bobbitt?
publicly admitted. I'm pretty sure this has happened multiple times other than Miss Lorena Bobbitt, but she's more famously known for it because everybody in the world found out she did it and why. So, I don't know, the ladies probably don't care to respond to this, but I do want the fellas up here to say something nice about this lady, please.
Those are a nice pair of earrings she's rocking.
Okay.
Her teeth are decent, man. Her teeth.
Yeah.
The ones that are not in the shadow
Right.
are gorgeous looking teeth. My Mike told me once you reach a certain age, you ain't got no business wearing no braces. He said your teeth just gonna be what they are. You're too old to be trying to put braces on your mouth. So what's the age limit of getting braces? What would we say? 35? 40?
Hey, you know they got the clear braces now, but I don't know. What's the
Nick, can we get a green light on the nice subject? Did we say something nice enough, or do we need to continue to elaborate? Nick said that will be sufficient, and we will move on. Let's see here. All right, let's try this right here outside. Wop wop. The And1 basketball shoe. I think this shoe first came out in 1998 or 97. I can't remember. But it has expanded, and you can now buy this shoe in Walmart for just $19.99. Hey, dog.
What's up?
Please say something nice about this distinguished shoe on the screen.
Well, now, back in the day, we all know And1 was...
Yeah, we love the mixtape. We cop a pair of shorts and a shirt, but never did you see anyone wear the shoes.
I mean,
I honestly thought that at some point that they would sign an NBA player to endorse this shoe.
they look...
Would you wear this shoe?
No.
Even if it was given to you? What if And1 gave you a lifetime supply of these shoes? Would you wear them?
I was just going to say that the shoe looks very comfortable to hoop in.
It does.
It does.
What about the colors? Do the colors remind you of anyone?
Of course.
I like shoes that have thick soles, okay? I like shoes that have thick soles. They seem to be very comfortable. I like this shoe because it has a thick sole.
That was nice.
Nick, can that be sufficient for the... Nick says
It's
the
price. You saving something. Saving.
And you're saving money. Thank you, Nick. Come on. I don't know if anybody familiar with this guy, but everybody in this room, let's just see what y'all think. Say something nice about this man. This man's name is Miracle. And he had a one-time hit. Let me rephrase that. He had a two-time hit. Bounce. And then Bounce Whitney is the name of his two hits. Number one hit, Bounce. And the number two hit, Bounce Whitney. Say something nice about this young man's music.
He did have a hit record.
I'm talking about all of it, like, the whole album. Say something nice about this album.
I haven't listened to the entire album, so therefore I can't speak on the whole LP. But
I would have to agree with you there, K-Dog. I have not listened to the entire album of this young man. I do remember him going on Rap City, though. He had a very nice denim outfit to give the Tigger. Both times he went on there for his two-hit single, Bounce and Bounce With Me. All right? Come on, man. We got to say something nice. I don't think Nick going to let this one go. I don't think he going to say this is sufficient enough for us to go on. We got to figure out something nice to say about this. Man, I do believe that this man probably got the cleanest bald head I've ever seen in my life. With a I don't know what kind of bandana that is. I guess it's Hold on now. I know y'all ain't doing that. Y'all is doing that, ain't you? Dirty summer.
That picture is hilarious.
It is.
The disrespect.
That picture's so.
You sons of.
It's so 2000.
You know what? I think we 3 for 1. We 3 for 1 on that. We ain't got nothing good to say about this guy. I mean, we found something good to say about George Zimmerman. I don't even know. We failed epically at this. This is terrible.
I mean, like I said, he had a hit record. I mean, a lot of people don't have that.
All right. Let me see that, K.
Yes, sir.
You ready? I see you done went over. You still can't be. You don't got your answer prepared. All right. Here's another game I'd like to play. It's called What Do You Do in This Situation? To save your life, you got to give up 1 out of 3 things. Your hands, your eyes, or your wanker. I'm going to let Lance answer this one because I believe Kevin answered this question last time.
Woo.
So let me repeat that. To save your life, you got to give up 1 out of 3 things. Your hands, your eyes, or your wanker.
Damn.
To save your life.
To save my
To
life.
save your life, give up your eyeballs, or your hands,
Or your other balls.
or your love stick. Yeah, I know that's a tough one, but this save your life. You got to get one of them up.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Both of your hands or one of them?
Both your hands
Yeah,
and
you gotta
both
add
your
something.
eyeballs.
Okay. Ooh.
No more usage of your hands, or no more seeing, or no more making love. Which one? I know it's a tough one.
That's a real good question.
Yes.
That's a really good question. Yeah, I gotta keep the wanker.
Yeah,
And I gotta see.
you gotta see it too. You can't just feel it. You can't just trust. You can't just trust somebody telling you that something looks good.
Depends on who says it.
I mean, you lose your eyesight, your other senses turn on, and they start working so strong. It's almost as if you can see it. You just can't actually see
That's
it.
a really hard question, man.
We need an answer.
I'm gonna just go
You're keeping the wanker.
I'm gonna go with the hands for right now.
Losing the hands.
Dang, that's crazy though. That is
My man said he
crazy.
gotta be able to make love and pee properly, and he got to be able to see
That's
the beauty in life. He gonna do without his hands. For me, the question has always been my wanker, because my hands is the best thing I have on my body. My hands
Yeah.
does everything I needed to do to produce the money that I need to take care of myself and my family. I mean, I don't know what I could do with my eyeballs other than look at something to death. I really need my hands, okay? And I'm gonna keep my eyes, because there's multiple reasons why I'm gonna keep my eyes. But the most important reason is I'm a pervert. I love to look at stuff. And if I can't look at it, there's no way I could even be aroused. You can't sound me into, an erection. You know,
some of those,
I need to be able to see.
robotic hands, you know.
Yes, I need to be able to see. And plus, I love to look at basketball. I don't want to just hear the ball bouncing and a bunch of feet slamming on the floor. I want to be able to see the game, man. And I need to play the game. I need to be able to play the game. I don't need my wanker to play the game. You had to ask me this when I was 20, I would have probably said my hands or my eyes. But, I don't use the stick enough to not be able to
Man,
use it
without the
again.
wanker, you start getting real angry.
I believe that. But there are some men who practice semen retention, so it's like they don't even need it anyway. You might,
For
you know what I'm saying?
I tried that.
I do that
once.
from time to time. I do that.
I mean, you got some men who just prefer to be women, and
Oh.
They don't want it anyway.
Wow.
So I'm pretty sure they would answer that question quite different.
Yeah, very easily.
Let's ask another question. Okay. You get to win some money on this question. At the cost of something.
Right.
Mike Tyson gets to punch you anywhere on the body. But each punch is worth $50,000. Do you let him punch you? And how many times?
Hell yeah.
So yes, Kay, can he punch you for the 50,000? You get to pick where he punch you.
Look, bro. I mean,
I mean, what's the safest place you can get punched? In the shoulder?
I mean,
Calf muscle? Okay.
I'm saying, but this Mike Tyson,
Yeah,
though,
exactly.
like, you
Yes.
know, like Mike Tyson hitting you,
What's the
It's
problem?
Mike
It's
Tyson.
50,000.
but he's
Per
still
punch.
strong and hit
Is
hard. He may not hit it hard
When the
as he
last
used
time?
to.
When the last time you seen 50,000?
A couple of years ago. But,
It was yours.
I'm just talking.
That's what I'm saying.
Um,
When the last time you made 50,000 in 13 seconds? I can imagine you're gonna probably take him about 10 seconds to wind himself up and then punch you.
okay, so does he get to hit you as hard?
Lesser, yes.
as he can?
Lesser has already said yes. He can punch him, and probably in the calf muscle. K-Dog, will you let Mike Tyson punch you somewhere on the body for $50,000? And how many times?
Yes, I would. And for me, maybe once I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, once I think one time.
100,000 per punch in the face.
100,000
Per punch in the face.
per punch in the face.
In the face.
Does he have on gloves or no?
Yeah, he got on gloves. We're not doing it about knuckles. We definitely gonna have to jump the money up a little bit further.
I'm
than-
not letting him touch my face.
Okay, so you gonna just go with the 50,000. You're
Not
not.
calf muscle. I can make it.
Oh yeah, the 50,000 is punch you wherever you want to get punched, but the 100,000 per punch is in the face.
No.
Not in the face, Kev. See, I ain't in love with money, but I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna say, Mike, I want you to hit me as many times as you can before I'm unconscious.
Okay, but you do understand
If
that
he knocks me out,
one punch from Tyson can put you to sleep.
I'll wake up with 100 racks. That's all I'm saying. I'll wake up with 100 racks. I probably had to spend some of it at the hospital to get my jaw reconstructed, but hey,
No, you gonna spend a lot of it.
yeah.
And that
But it-
pain, woo.
But it's all right. Because I'm pretty sure I could take one of his punches, and I know I can get two in. I know I can get two in.
I don't know about a punch to the mouth. That's all your teeth gone, everything.
Not with, this with the glove on. Not bad enough.
I mean, but you ain't got your hands up in front of your face.
I got to walk away with that big time payday. Mike, you can just have your way, man. Just don't hit me in the ribs.
I mean, people have gotten their teeth knocked out.
The ribs, the nose, don't hit none of that. You hit me in my nose, I don't care if we just randomly fighting, you hit me in the nose, you just won that fight.
After year 2, no teeth, well, you gonna regret that.
Oh yeah, but I get paid though. I gotta get that payday. Moving on. Kev, you ready this?
Mm-hmm.
You ready to answer?
Go ahead.
Okay. You see a bad chick on social media, and you decide to DM her. And during y'all conversations, y'all find out how much y'all have in common and how much it seems like you fit together. But the second you decide to ask her out on a date, she tells you that she is in fact a man. What do you do?
I'm done. I mean,
You done what?
I'm done. We have nothing else to discuss.
So you just gonna say, okay, appreciate you for telling me that. I no longer want to finish talking to you in that regard.
I mean, pretty much. I mean, I don't.
You're not gonna be fighting mad.
I will only be fighting mad if something almost happened, and then I found out that way that she was a man. then it's gonna be some problems. You feel me? Because I don't listen.
See, I didn't want to ask that because I just felt like that was just a little too much. Because I'm just have to start playing the scenario in my head. How many times do you think someone has did that, like gotten that far before figuring it out? Like, that's why I said DM, because over DMs, you won't be able to dictate anything. But if y'all got on the phone and started talking, you can pick up certain stuff.
I mean, but some of them sound really feminine.
This ain't sound. This is just strictly messages in the DM.
Okay, so I mean, but
And you looking at this person's picture now, they look like full female.
right,
Bad chick. Hot girl summer.
we just will stop dealing. No more DMing.
Your soul wouldn't be bothered.
No, because I didn't know. I didn't. If I didn't know, that's different. You know what I'm saying?
Let's hear from Lancer. What do you do, Lance?
I'm with Kevin, but you know, I got a lady, so I'm great. She's certified woman, so but hey man, yeah, them DMs get you in trouble, man. But you gotta look through those pictures, man. Like, if you notice she's the tallest person in all her pictures.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this then.
What's up?
You friends with one, and you don't know it, and you don't like some of the pictures. What then?
I don't feel no way if I just, because see, I'm not really just gonna like a picture just because I think like she like that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But
I do. I have a bad habit.
you know what I'm saying? But I mean, hey, what you don't know, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
All right, so
don't feel weird about it. You know, you don't know. And if they had to be pretty good at makeup and so forth to trick you. So
all right, so
you know,
this one time I was at the club and it was a group of females, of what I thought was females, across the dance floor. And I was
you had been drinking.
And I'm not a drinker like that, but I think I might have had a drink. But you know, so drunk, sober, the distance of the dance floor, like you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
You just knew there was some ladies over there.
Yeah.
So I'm checking them out, and they checking me out, like all of them. And I'm thinking like, wow, you know, all of these girls is like giving me play right now. This is my first time getting a multiple amount of girls that's with each other.
Yeah.
You know, like giving me play all at the same time. So already I'm starting to play with the imagination in my head of what this night could possibly turn into. So I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, I'm right. I'm going to just keep standing here grooving and see how long we vibe and look at each other. So that lasted for about 10 minutes. I'm thinking like, you know what? That's long enough to, you know, I'm going to go ahead and make my move. So I start making my way across the dance floor. And I see a guy that I know, he walking by. I stops him. I'm like, my man, you know, who is these ladies over here? He look over, he's like, what ladies? I'm like, these ladies right here, you know, these good-looking women right here. He's like, I feel you, fam, but I'm still trying. Which ladies are you talking about? Like, which ones?
Right.
I'm like, them, right there. This group is like, wasn't nobody with them.
Right.
How could you not know who I'm talking about? He's like, oh, them? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, them ain't ladies. I said, oh, my God. And a little piece of my soul felt hurt or like, I don't know. It's like the shadow of the Grand Reaper came up and took a piece of my life. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of weirded me out for the rest of the night till I got home. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you know what? I'm pretty sure that happens to more people than me. So I stopped feeling. And since then, you know,
especially in the club.
Since
it's
then,
already dark.
Since then, you know, I haven't had that phobia. You know what I'm saying about it. It's a little weird when you go to restaurants though, and it's awkward. I don't know what to say. Yes, sir, or yes, ma'am. And it just puts me in a difficult position. That's all.
I'll call you what you want to be called.
I just don't know which one you want to be called. I don't want to
you know,
I don't want to just say yes, ma'am, and you ain't with that.
You gotta say.
I don't know. I think this is making Kev uncomfortable. Let's go on to the next one.
Hey, it's a good thing when you out the way, man.
Your girlfriend,
Yeah.
your old lady, your
Yeah.
wife, your significant other.
Mm-hmm.
She takes all of your Jordans and she bend them at the toes to the point where they'll never straighten back out. What do you do?
This is an easy question. For me.
I knew it would be.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know it's not for Kate. For Kate.
Yeah, that's all I think. the
So
thing
for
is,
you,
so-
go ahead. You go ahead and answer the question.
I don't have any Jordans, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
Well,
yeah.
dang.
And plus, I'm a minimalist. I'll buy some more later. Than those guys.
Well, this is probably the first time in history that a man admitted he didn't have any Jordans.
Wait a minute. Hold on. He may not have any currently,
But he has had
but
them
he
before.
has had
Some
some.
before.
Right.
Well, apparently when he had them, he didn't care if his significant other bent them. But you, on the other hand, how do you feel about your significant other bending your shoes at the toe to the point they never straighten back out? And I'm talking about your Concords and everything. Just bent. And I ain't talking about a baby bend. I'm talking about like a folded dollar. Smashed. Creased. At the sole.
If I did something or said something to upset my significant other or whatever, then it's like okay, because
You gotta deserve it. That's what you're saying.
right,
Is that deserving of a slap? A choke? A punch to the jejunum? Does that award something physical reaction?
no. The only way I would put my
Would you
hands
still? Would y'all still be a couple after that?
I mean, you have to forgive people.
Yeah, but this is out of spite. Forget the shoes. It's just material. Woman, why you bending my shoes?
But see, okay, the thing is like it's about the shoe, but it's more than that because it's like it's different if she messed up a pair of my Air Force Ones or
Right.
Reeboks
So-
or something like that. Because I
Okay,
can go
okay, let
to
me
the-
elaborate.
go
Let
to
me
the store
elaborate.
and get.
For those who may
Another
not
pair.
understand the significance of this question, Jordan shoes is an entire culture on its own.
Facts.
Outside of any other shoe or clothing item known to man.
Yep.
The Jordan shoe is a separate culture by itself. And it means something to those people that's in that culture. It really does. I mean, let's be real. These shoes are like, 1/4 of $1,000. Some of them are 1,000. And these people take these creases at their toes, the warpness of the sole, making it curve. They take this stuff serious. You understand me? The shoe could literally go from $500-$600 to like $80 if it's bent. Okay, so now that y'all know the significance of this question, continue, kid.
Yeah, that's that's what I was getting at. It's not like I can go in the store like if which ones you said, the Concords?
All of them.
Yeah, see that's like my favorite pair. So it's not like I can go in the Hibbits or Finish Line or Champs or whatever and buy another pair of those because once they gone, they gone. Plus you talking about these are $220 before taxes.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not cheap and it's hard to damn near impossible to cop another pair. So it's like when you get them, you want to hold on to them and keep them for as long as you can because once they gone, bro. It may be another 5, 6, 7, 8 years before they come back out. So
That's true.
See, this is this is where I get deep.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
bro.
Like, I'm not really into materials, man.
Right.
So it's like materials Now, I wouldn't be with a woman who would try to mess up my shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Period. Like, cause
You spiteful.
you sound childish,
Mm-hmm.
and
What else you'll do?
she sounds like she'll put her hands on you too.
Oh, just
and
cut
I
your
ain't got time
ties.
for none of that stuff. But it's the thing though, like I don't really care about materials, man,
Right.
like at all. Like shoes, $1,000 pair, however, whatever. I'm gonna
Yeah.
get rid of them anyway.
Right.
Give them to somebody soon.
Right.
So that's really how I rock.
And I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Although I'm into the Jordan shoe buying culture, you know,
yeah.
I only just buy the threes.
Yeah.
And I know for the longest people been trying to figure out why do I call myself the last three bender. Because I don't care. I bend my threes. I can't wait till they bend. Because I'm not reselling these. You're not getting my shoe.
And I don't mind buying expensive things and so forth. I just
Right.
don't care about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The materials of it.
Right.
Right. Well, that's good. Well, I just hope, you know, in the future, Kay, that your female friend of your liking in the future does not destroy the integrity of the toes of your shoes, man. All right.
But hold on.
Okay.
Let me just say this. I would much rather something happen to a pair of shoes or a coat, a car, something material than for something to happen to me. So, you know, I can get over a pair of my shoes getting messed up or a car. I can get another pair. I can get another car. I can get whatever. It's only one me. So I take my health and my well-being far more seriously than, you know, a pair of sneakers or whatever. You know, now, would I be happy about the fact that she messed up one of my favorite pairs of sneakers? And, you know, no, but could I
Get over
get
it.
over? Of course.
So it's safe to say that you don't necessarily care about her bending this shoe per se, the shoe. You just more upset with her being spiteful and using your shoes to do something.
Right, because if you have a problem with something that I did per se or something that I said, why are you taking your
I'm saying.
anger out on?
Right.
You know.
So this is equivalent to you taking your female friend favorite wig and throwing it in some, like, I don't know, syrup. You know, that's just spiteful.
But I want to ask you something, Mr. Carter, and you too. Fagan.
Okay.
Is it wrong or is it bad that if you get something that you like that's material, to want to take care of it? Like if you get a nice car, like, you know,
No.
you want it to last,
Nah.
right?
Nah. The point of the question was a person's intention on being spiteful.
Gotcha.
It really wasn't about the, you know. I asked that question because I understand that the Jordan shoe culture is separate. Like, I understand how people who buy Jordans, that's their thing. I understand how they act. You know what I mean? Like, for the young generation, it's not just the Jordan. It's all of their shoes.
Yeah.
You ever seen a group of young men put on a brand new pair of shoes and try to walk somewhere? It's like watching them hockey skate on dirt or cement. These guys won't bend their knees. They won't even let their toes bend. They literally walking with the power of their hip just to keep your shoe from bending.
And also from getting dirty.
Nah, they ain't worried about it getting dirty. They don't want it to bend. Especially them white Air Force. Oh, I almost seen a joker tear their whole knee out of place trying to keep them joker from bending.
But eventually they're gonna crease at some point.
Oh, I can't wait till it
I think
crease.
the new ones they said.
I can't wait till it crease. Once it crease, I know it. I'm good.
They not creasing.
Say that again.
I think they said like the new Air Force Ones, like they're like self-healing type or something.
What?
Snap.
I don't know. All right, let's get into something a little bit more serious and deep, like we like to go.
Let's do it.
We had this conversation in my backyard the other day, and I just felt like it would be nice if we bring it to the viewers, so they can hear our articulate opinion about the subject. With that being said, Is love an emotion? And how do you constitute what love is to be for sure? So I guess the first answer is love an emotion? Or do you think love is an emotion? You can see who
I
it
think
is. Go ahead.
for me, love is really just a state of being. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's. I know we had a discussion. I know most people, well, you know, for me, I think love is like a real state of being. It's funny because I was talking to my kids today about loving themselves and so forth. And, you know, but for me, love is like a real state of being. You know, it's a vibration. It's actions. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's just my essence and so forth. You know, if it's love don't come and go. Like you can't make me like not love you. You know what I'm saying? Like you can make me not like you. You know, but
So in other words, you would say love is not an emotion. It is just merely a source of energy.
yeah, because I like the way you stated it. You know, and I was like, that was a pretty dope perspective. You know?
Right.
Love is, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, love is God and so forth.
It is. If you want to know the definition to God, it is love. And in my opinion, if He made us in His image, it is not to look identically like His physical image is, which no one knows what that is.
Right.
I think when that saying is, He created us to love. And with that being said, it's hard to really determine whether or not it's an emotion per se, because you know, people can say I love you all the time,
Right.
and don't really mean it, or at least they think they love you, right? Because they thinking that love is a feeling, right? Now, I ain't saying you cannot feel love.
Right.
I'm just saying it's not a feeling.
Emotions are fleeting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they come and they go and so forth. So
I think love can determine how much emotions you pour into something or how lack of you pour into it. Love is transferable energy, in my opinion. You have to experience it.
Yeah.
You have to experience love in order to constitute that it's there. You know what I'm saying? Because you have a lot of fathers who pay child support, and that's all. And you have some fathers who pay child support, but they still have the children with them all the time, nourishing them, teaching them things about how to grow into a man. And you have men who don't pay child support at all, but they always have their children.
Yeah. And I you know,
right?
You know, with me, like, I'm loving my kids, like, 24/7.
And they
24/7.
And they feel that.
Yeah.
But it's not the actual emotion.
Right. That's why, you know, it's a state of being with me, especially me having understanding.
Yeah.
You know, when I say having understanding is I can't hate you because I know what hate is going to do to me. And since I love living this really good life, I would be hurting myself if I hated you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I just vibrate in love, like, and it sounds wild, but I feel like if you see me walk around, I'm not frowning.
Right.
I know what frowning does. You know what I'm saying? I'm a businessman for one, and when I give love, I receive it.
Right.
So I'm in the relationships with love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was talking to my son earlier today. We was riding, and I was talking about how this one lady, she didn't like me, right? But she didn't have a reason to not like me. But I combated that with love, right? And now she likes me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have to do anything, but I told him, I said, what would have happened if I would have returned the hate?
Yeah.
You know, the hate would have expanded. She probably would have said, oh, look at him, blah. Somebody else could have saw me giving her that hate, and they couldn't became hateful of me and so forth.
Right.
So that hate would have grown.
Right.
And now that I'm conscious and I understand, man, I vibrate in love, man.
Mm-hmm.
Even walking through, I don't have the same experiences other people may have. I'm very grateful.
Yeah.
I love life. So when I see somebody, whether it's in the aisle or if we make contact, I'm gonna smile.
Mm-hmm.
Because I understand what the benefit of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Would you say that it's safe to say that you can dislike someone, but yet still love them?
mm-hmm. Yeah, you can. And some people hate. But yeah, you're right. You could. It's people who.
That's the second proof to me that love is not an emotion.
Right.
Right? Because, I have a lot of family members that I don't particularly like.
Right.
But I love them.
Yeah, you don't want to see no harm.
I don't want to see no harm come to them.
Right.
And I help them if I can.
Exactly.
But I don't like you enough to be hanging around you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And if you hang around them long enough, they might.
I might love on you physically.
Yeah.
I might start to physically love you with my fist. You know what I mean? Like, that's love.
Tough love.
I'm not saying beating on a woman is loving her. That's not what I'm saying.
That correction of love. That's what you're saying.
I don't know. I'm just saying, when you're talking about your cousins,
Yeah.
yeah, you can physically love them with your fist. But your old lady, I don't know about all that. I wouldn't recommend you physically love on your... I mean, with your love stick, maybe. You beat on her like that.
The wanker.
But not with the knuckles. So, I mean, I'm still, I can't sit here and exactly say that what we are saying is true about love, whether or not it's an emotion or not. Because I know when you start pulling up the definitions,
Mm-hmm.
When you're talking about love, it starts saying intense emotions and all this. But I still just don't think it's an emotion. I think it intensifies whatever emotion you have.
That's true.
But I don't think I
I
think love is an act or action or activity. Like, you have to experience it to receive it.
For sure.
And a lot of people don't know how to receive love. It scares the crap out of them.
Yeah.
Or it makes them reject it and come back at you with some, man, get the hell on my face.
Yeah.
So
learn how to receive it, man.
Oh yeah,
That is true.
I love love, man. Love hurts, but it heals. It heals faster.
Business is love.
Business is love. I love business, and business love me.
I'm big on service-based business, just like you.
Oh yeah, we finna. This is my next question.
Yeah.
So, do you think that everyone has the same purpose, or everyone's purpose is separate from one another? I'm gonna say this because a lot of people reaching a certain age where they're trying to find their purpose in life. And I feel sorry for people who don't know their purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I can't sit here and tell you what your one specific purpose is.
Right.
But maybe I can help you understand what your general purpose is. So,
Yeah.
do you think that everyone has the same purpose or an individual purpose for being here?
I think we're here to experience life. So, and I think that generally we're here to love. You know what I'm saying? And starting with yourself. So, but the same purpose, nah.
Do you think do you think love and serve could live in the same house? Like, they could be brothers and sisters, or just the same thing?
Yeah, for sure. Man, serving is attached to your finances as well. You know what I'm saying? It's attached to your love life as well. Like, if you're greedy, if you just want to receive and you don't have that balance, you know what I'm saying, of giving, then you won't get any love in return. So it's all connected.
Yeah. A while ago, Kevin had asked me what was my pet peeve. Like, what was one of my pet peeves, and I really didn't know until a little while ago. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that would be my pet peeve.
What happened a little while ago?
I don't know. He just kept when he asked, it's like the question just kept replaying in my head, so I'm trying to find the answer. Like, what are my pet peeves? Like, I guess that would be one. For someone to not know what their purpose is, generally.
Really?
Yeah. Because,
You know what?
Right. So let me ask you this. You ever heard somebody say, man, I hate it when people use people. I hate the kind of person that love to use people.
I heard him say that, and I disagree a little,
Right? So
I
I've heard
totally
people say
believe
that, look, don't fool, stop messing with her, or
Right.
stop messing with him because he ain't doing nothing but, or she ain't doing nothing but using you.
Right. See, I'm a producer, man.
Right.
So I use people all the time.
And you're here to be used.
And I'm here to be used. But what you're not supposed to do is misuse people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But
Misuse people. I like that.
it's wild what you said, because I totally agree with, that's probably my biggest pet peeve, is for a person to not know their purpose.
Not know their purpose.
You know, if-
generally. Their
you
general
know,
purpose.
K-Dog, you know me. It's hard for me to be around somebody without a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm here to help people find
Right.
their purpose. You know?
Yeah.
So,
If
I
we're-
never thought about that being a pet peeve, but man,
Yeah.
you said one.
You don't know what your purpose is, and sometimes your purpose is just serve another person or sacrifice a little piece of yourself or a little piece of your time for someone else.
You know what? I told my son today. That's how I do it. Talk to my kids. Man.
Oh, me too.
I told my son.
I probably
said,
get on their nerve.
For sure. I told my son. I said. He said no. But I told my son. I said. Your gifts are not for you.
Right.
Your gifts are to serve others.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And
You mean gifts like your talents, your
talents,
capabilities.
you know what I'm saying? So that's your purpose. You know, somebody was a gift with electronics and so forth, and they designed the TV.
Right.
They designed the microphone. Somebody is a woodworker, and they created these benches and so forth. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when you look around, everything that you see, even the shape of the land, came from somebody utilizing their gift.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Utilizing.
so that's
Another
the
word
whole
for
thing.
using.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing. You know, when I see people who, I'm gonna be frank right now, right?
Right.
When I see people who are broke, I know they're not using their gifts. I
Right.
know they're not serving others.
There you go.
Because the more you serve people,
Mm-hmm.
the more it comes back to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it's you know what I'm saying, you helping others, like you connect with others every day by using your hands, like you said, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In the barbershop and so forth. You are providing your talent to help somebody build their self-confidence and so forth. Like you're doing so much. You're people's therapist and so
Right.
forth. So the more people you serve, the more money you're gonna receive.
More
When
blessings.
you try to hold on to that talent, even when it comes to business, that's the secret of business. When you try to start a business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I won't just say you say you're gonna be broke, but when you're like a super solopreneur, right? You can only cover so much,
Right.
and you can live a great life, cool, but don't want this mansion and all this type of stuff over here because it's only you.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have multiple people doing that, it's spread. You cover the field. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to get more in return. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. You want to elaborate on that any?
I think y'all pretty much handled that beautifully.
So let me ask you this.
What's up?
Okay. You got a job. And a
Thanks.
lot of times your job will hinder you from, being here. I know a lot of people don't want to just be subject to a job.
Right.
But would you say that having a job is your level of serving your purpose? I mean, dadgummit, man. After the payment protection plan came out, there was nobody else at Burger King taking orders. Nobody else at Waffle House cooking the food. I mean, they was closing the IHOP down at 10 o'clock because they ain't had no night shift. You know what I mean? Like, people stopped working. And I know that these jobs don't pay much and they kind of get on your nerves, but somebody gotta fix my burger, man. I mean,
That's true though. Everybody.
I ain't tired of working at Burger King. They just using me. You're useful. Until you find other use for yourself. Can somebody make my double cheeseburger, please? That's all. We are here to serve. Our purpose is to love on each other and serve each other, help each other. If you're being used, then you are doing your purpose. It's not up for you to decide what happens to a person that's using you. Just be useful. If you're you're useless.
You in trouble.
If you're not useful, you're useless. Okay?
True story.
I got an entire thing here I'm going to just read to y'all. And it's going to build up to a situation that left me thinking. And I want to see if it had y'all feeling the same way. All right. I was watching this episode of Jordan and Key and Peele. You know those guys?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they kind of like, I think they got hired after Dave Chappelle left Comedy Central, and they came on and they kind of like started doing the same kind of sketches. All right, well, they had this sketch where these two mixed guys, they're black and white. So, of course, when people see them, they don't see the white. They only see the black, right? But these two guys, being that they came from both, they in both worlds. They understand what black people are going through, and they understand what white people are going through. So their feelings about certain subjects don't be as strong as ours are, or as white people's are. It's kind of like stuck in between. You know what I'm saying? So they had this little sketch, kind of sort of like explaining modern day racism that's annoying, and like these people don't even be understanding how racist they are. You know what I'm saying? Now, coming from me, not saying that racism is bad, because I honestly don't think racism is bad. I think prejudice might be bad. I just think racism is just racism, and whether you like it or you don't like it. But I guess it can be annoying when it's constantly being pushed in your face without you wanting it pushed in your face. You know what I'm saying? We're kind of sore about it, but we're kind of over it too, because we kind of want to move on, but we don't need you poking us in that area. So this little sketch was kind of like to describe that. So I'm going to read it to you. Two black men is at a bar having an intellectual conversation about a movie. And this white girl sees them talking, and she decides to get in between them to order a drink. As if she needs another one because she's already drunk. All right. She goes on to interrupt that conversation saying, "Oh my God, I can't believe he just did that." The men said, "Did what?" The woman said to them, "He took my order before taking y'all's." The two men said to her, "That's okay, we already have beer right here." The woman then said to them, "After everything that y'all done been through, it seems like y'all should be done had enough." And the men asked her, "What did we go through?" She replied with, 100 years ago of oppression. 100 years of oppression. First of all, it's like 400-500 years, so she was wrong with the 100. That just goes to show you her lack of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So she's just straight up racist right now, but trying to pretend like she's not. All right, so then she says, just 20 years ago, y'all wasn't allowed to come in here. And then the man said, just 20 years ago, it would have been 1992. What are you talking about? And then the woman says, "Y'all are beautiful." And then she walks off. All right? Then a white guy walks up 5 seconds later with a Tribe Called Quest t-shirt on. He sees the two guys talking. He takes a step back. He pours a drink on his t-shirt so that he can pretend that he wasted drink all over his shirt, just so he could, jump in that conversation. And he jumps in that conversation, and he says, "Oh my God, I wasted my drink all over my Tribe shirt." And then goes to explain how he bought the shirt in 1993. And so one of the men asked him, "Who is your favorite member of the group?" And the man replied, stuttering, Smokey. Smoke. The two men looked at each other with the look of surprise that he didn't know one of the name of the group. Then the man fist pumped them, and then he walks off. Mind you, he didn't get his drink, nor did the girl. They both ordered drinks. Neither one of them got their drink. They just walked off. All right, the third guy walks up, white guy, long blonde dreads. He also sees an opportunity to approach these men. And he then goes to elaborate on how much he had just watched the movie Amistad. And then he goes to explain that he had watched it 3 times. In fact, he probably should watch it 300 more times because he said that that's the least that he could do to help out. So the black man said, you know, it's probably okay because you wasn't there. And he's like, nah, you know, I got to do my part, you know. So then he fist pumps him like, hey, but we good, right? Boom, fist pumps him, then walks off. Okay? By now, these men, like, they super irritated. The bartender, who is also white, walks up to the men and says, if it makes you men feel any better, black people makes me very uncomfortable. And the 2 men looked at him and said, thank you. Right? I'm laughing, but my 8-year-old son is sitting there watching it with me. And he said, I don't get it. I said, wow. You know, that made me think about something. I said, son, it's probably a good thing that you didn't get that joke. And that lets me know something. That lets me know that you are born into a world where it's just conversation. A lot of this stuff isn't as real as it used to be. Most of it is just subliminal now. Of course, if you ain't smart enough to catch it, it just goes over your head. But if you are, if you smart enough, it'll still go over your head. Or you'll just let it pass you by because you don't want to waste your energy on someone's ignorance. You know what I'm saying? So that first of all, how do you feel about the interruptions that these people was doing, you know, with the indirect racism? It's kind of dry racism, is what it is. Versus, how do you feel about the kids in the future and where their mind going to be around it? Because they won't know until they go through the histories of teachers. And they probably still won't know. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I wasn't to like 28, 29 before I really understood Malcolm X's importance and Martin Luther King's importance. Like, I knew they was iconic people, but I really didn't know the specific importance until I became an adult to be able to see some of these things.
Yeah.
You know?
Malcolm X was really on it. You know, Martin Luther King got on it towards the end.
Yeah.
When it came to, you know, it reminds me of, you know, modern day liberals at times.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Pretending to be, you know, down for a cause when there's a political agenda. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I love King Peel, by the way.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's funny because
they do too. My kids love it. They love watching the show. It's just that struck me because he was like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, it's probably good you don't get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's like, I think as they get older, especially with you as a dad and so forth, you know, certain things will start coming to light, and you realize, you know, nowadays it's all about the show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we live in a time of social media and so forth. So fakery and pretending to be, pretending to care and so forth. You know, nowadays it's the easiest time to quote unquote care. You can care with a share.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do too much. You know what I'm saying? So it's just really reflective of what we see today, and you know, people embracing the culture but may not have the knowledge or respect for the culture and what got the culture to where it's at the moment, you know. So
I'm gonna say this. When I was going to high school, it was still the 90s. We ain't even hit the millennium yet when I was in school. Yeah. I would like the white girls in our class, but they wasn't shy about telling me how their parents felt about them liking a black guy.
Yeah.
They would often tell me, you know, I like you, but I can't really talk to you like that because my parents don't really like black people.
Yeah, you got that truth.
Yeah. But you know what? It never made me upset. It just made me understand what world we in.
Yeah.
But the next person, you know, probably would have got very hot about that. And I'm just wondering, like, with my son not getting that joke, I just wondering, will it ever come a generation that just doesn't feel any of this?
I don't think so. But, well, Lupe Fiasco said one time, the only how you'll get rid of, like, races and so forth is if you basically, like, use the Men in Black flash. You know what I'm saying? But because you gotta erase people's memory, because even even those movies, man, like.
So do you think that that's why they intentionally didn't put in a lot of our history in the history books?
No, to be honest, I think it's us. It's up to us to teach our history. You know, why would, like, you got a lot of people in the world, like, you ain't got time to teach everybody their history, and plus we know what school and stuff is designed for and so forth. So if you want the kids to know the truth, you gotta teach them at home. You know.
So would you say that financial literacy should be something taught at school or just strictly at home?
If it's taught at school, you're blessed, but it should definitely be taught at home. It should be taught at home.
That's where it should come from.
Of course, well, my kids are not in regular school, but which I love because I don't have to double teach them. You know what I'm saying? I don't really have to worry about them learning some BS. Like, I teach them, they learning the lessons I'm learning right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm teaching them everything.
So you would say your kids is ahead of the current in terms of.
I can't say the current because
I'm saying like from your age when you was their age, like they're ahead of you. Because
sure.
I tell my nephew that all the time.
For
I
sure.
tell him that all the time that he is ahead of me and his mother in terms of intellect and what to do. Because me and his mama, you know, we was in our early 20s, we were just doing whatever.
Yeah.
We didn't have any structure at all. We just
I hope so, man. I hope so. I ask that question every day. Like, I really hope so, and I believe so. You know, because I'm adding on what was given to me. You know, we have the internet now. You know so you got a lot of information. It's a lot of BS to filter through, but you can learn what you need to learn. And you know, nowadays, like, they may not be as emotionally attached as we were. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big part. But I hope so. That's my whole goal, man.
Do you believe that the lack of physical discipline, like whoopings, spankings, has anything to do with the young generation being so quick about shooting each other? Or do you think there's musically inspired?
I think all of those things. I think, and there's a lot more to it as well. I think, like, I tell my son sometimes, I'm like, yo, you know it's okay to cry, right? You know, because a lot of these younger guys are very emotional, and they lack emotional intelligence, right? So when you lack emotional intelligence, you react to everything.
Yeah.
And so when you react to everything, if somebody has the power to make you react to them, they got you.
They got you.
And a lot of times, as soon as these guys' feelings get hurt, you know what I'm saying, they trying to shoot. As you stated, man, which was, I thought was accurate. You know, if you haven't ever experienced any type of physical pain, now you experience it and you feel super
shocked.
You know, shocked and so forth. So you just jumping out and you're not thinking. When you become that emotional to the point to where you can't think, you lost.
Yeah.
You got to be strategic. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I pour into my children. Hey, you need to be emotionally intelligent.
Yeah.
Don't let somebody play you and trick you off these streets.
Yeah, so I stopped hitting my kids, you know, stop smacking them upside the head, you know what I'm saying? But I tell them all the time, I shouldn't have never stopped smacking y'all upside y'all head. Because I be having to talk too much. And, you know, y'all don't really want to hear me talk. Or sometimes you just don't learn how to ignore me. You know what I mean? And I need to be able to at least teach you consequence. And sometimes talking just ain't consequence enough. Unless it's my dad the one doing the talking. Now that's almost equivalent to a whooping.
Yeah.
You would much rather him take his bet off than listen to him talk, cause boy, he would make you feel like, whew,
Yeah.
like you cast out of heaven.
You know, it's so crazy. I talk a lot more than I discipline. Like, well, I discipline every damn day.
Yeah.
But it ain't got to be necessarily physical. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I know I talk because
And that's the key.
I'm
Every
not gonna
day.
whoop you. Like, I'm not gonna discipline you physically if you can't understand why.
Yeah.
Like, you need to understand why. Like, you know what I'm saying? For parents just hitting a child and so forth, and they don't know why, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're not being the example, I can't get with that. So, my thing is really, I just really explain to them a lot, and I ask them a lot of questions and stuff. And when they answer the question, I'm like, okay, cool, you understand.
Yeah.
So now when I get a hope to you,
Yeah. Yeah. So what
You know
I would
why.
do when I was smacking them, and,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
spanking them,
yeah.
I would say to them, kids, I ain't never gonna hit you harder than what life is gonna hit you.
exactly, they know you love them. They know
You know
love
what I'm
them.
saying?
For sure.
I'm just preparing you for the licks that life gonna hit you with.
And life don't give a damn about you.
Yeah, and I just don't want you to melt down every time life
Right.
hits you.
I'm with you on that one. You know,
Yeah.
life, if you don't raise these kids right, man, well, life gonna
Beat them up,
do and kill them even.
kill them. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta prepare them. Like, that's one thing my son to tell you. I'm always trying to prepare them for life,
Mm-hmm.
man. You know what I'm saying? Because when I brought them into this world, or you know, they came from me first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But my life became about them.
Yeah.
Like, that's the realest, like, that's real shit. Like, my
Yeah.
life became about them, and that's the whole reason. Like, until they get old enough to get up out of my spot.
Yeah.
Now, once you know, I'm not the parent who gonna be babysitting all the time. I know I gave you these, you know what I'm saying?
These tools.
Yeah, these tools. I dedicated my life
Yeah.
to you until you get old enough. I'm enjoying myself now. But I told him, I said, when it's time for you to go,
Yeah.
that's what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, as soon as I hit 18, I was out of there, man.
Yeah.
I couldn't stay at home.
And I told them they can stay. But you got to be a productive member
of
of
the
this
house.
household.
Yeah.
If you're not, you got to get the hell on. For
Oh
real.
yeah. Nah, I feel that.
For sure.
Look, he looking like he
That's
ain't
the
bothered.
case. That's
He
what I
looking
say,
like he
right?
ain't bothered at all. 'Cause
Right.
he got it in the bag.
Hey, he already got a job.
Oh, yeah?
14, man.
Oh well, that's what's
For
up.
sure. So,
Oh, my little boy, 14. I might need to get him work with you.
What's up, Nell?
you know what I'm saying? Like, he already.
Hey man, I had a great time on this episode,
Man,
man.
me too, man. I love rocking with y'all, man. Like, this my brother right here, man. Like, he.
Oh man, this man ain't got no social media. You can't follow this guy nowhere. Nowhere. Only time you gonna catch K on social media is on here. So if you wanna ask K something, you better get in them comments,
This
or you
is
better
exclusive.
inbox
Yeah.
this page, and I'll get it to him because he ain't gonna give out his phone number like that. So I mean, he ain't got no Instagram, no Twitter, no Facebook, no TikTok, no Snapchat. I mean, no
Have you ever had one?
I had MySpace.
Is it still active?
I don't know.
Do you know the password?
Nope.
I love it, man. I asked him to do the podcast with me. I was afraid he was gonna say nah because it's a social media avenue, and he said yeah. So it's just a blessing to have him up here, man. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that, man.
It's just a blessing to have him as a friend anyway, because I wouldn't meet guys like this. And my man Nick back there. We're gonna have Nick on here one day. We're gonna go to the man cave. I can't tell you what we're gonna be doing. We definitely not gonna be incriminating ourselves.
Hey, I'm gonna be there too, man. In the background.
Oh well, that'll be all good. That'll be all
No
good,
doubt.
man. I'm glad y'all came out with us and viewed us. If you're live, give yourself a round of applause. If you're not live, you're just gonna come back and look at it later. Still give yourself an applause.
Can I give a shout out?
Give as many shout outs as you want to, man. Especially to the homeless guy you let live with you.
I want to give a shout out the Griffin, Georgia, and also the man Shig, you know what I'm saying, my big bro. And I also want to give a shout out to a lady I love more than anything, my twin sister, you know what I'm saying, Miss Erin Walker. I just want to let you know that big brother love you, and I always got your back until the death. You feel me?
Y'all share the same birthday.
We twins.
How about that? They say me and my sister twins. But she was born in April. I was born in June.
No. We're literally we're twins.
Born on the same day.
Yes, we are fraternal.
2 minutes apart.
1 minute. The opposite of
Who
identical.
showed up first?
Me.
So you the oldest.
Big bro.
By 1 minute.
1 minute older than you. And
Yeah.
a sister. I would. Should we say her name or we don't want to get her name?
Who name?
Your sister.
I mean, I just said it. I mean, go ahead.
Well, my dog 1 minute older than you, Aaron. So show some respect when you see your older brother coming. Nah, I'm just playing. Hey, we out.
Be safe.
Dude. You got to get up there in the cave, man.
Yes, sir.